Hey everybody, wanted to start this video out with a beautiful picture of a wonderful looking hawk sitting up on the street lamp out there. Just sitting there staring at traffic, trying to decide when he's gonna go. So, yes, I love birds of prey. So today, my name is Chloe. And, okay, what happened there? Today, we are going to talk about part 2 of Ulysses S. Grant. So, one thing I want to tell you about is a couple of things. Okay, that's not the one I wanted. Okay, so somebody pointed out to me in yesterday's video about his name. So Ulysses S. Grant's real name was Hiram Ulysses Grant, and the S in Grant's name didn't stand for anything. His phantom middle initial is the result of an error from Ohio Congressman Thomas Harner, who accidentally wrote the future general's name as Ulysses S. Grant when he nominated him to attend West Point. So a little bit of trivia there for you. So let's get into today's video on what happened during his second term in office. His vice president during his second term was Henry Wilson. March 4th, 1873, Grant was inaugurated for his second term. September 18th, 1873, the Panic of 1873. I'm going to step forward a little more. It was a failure of brokerage firm J. Cook and Company. The failure of brokerage firm J. Cook and Company initiates the panic. Rapidly expanding railroad, over speculation of land and securities, and excessive issuance of paper money and inflation. The cause of the New York Stock Exchange to close for 10 days, and it sent this country into a depression for 6 years. October 31st, 1873, the Virginius was captured. Spanish cruiser near Cuba captures alleged U.S. ship Virginius. Said the ship was providing arms for an invasion of Cuba. Before Spain could get word about imposing the death penalty, I don't think that's supposed to be imposing. Okay, imposing the death penalty. 53 men were killed. The tensions were calmed between Secretary of State Fish and Minister to Spain of the U.S. to sign the agreement. November 19th, 1873, Boss Tweed was convicted. William Boss Tweed of New York was convicted on 204 charges of fraud, and it relieved New York of about $200 million through corruption. He was sentenced to 12 years and fined $12,550. He got out early and then went back to jail, and he escaped in 1875, fled to Cuba, then to Spain, and then he was recaptured. Samuel S. Tilden recognized for breaking up Tweed Ring. January 20th, 1874, the salary grab bill was repealed. And Supreme Court Justice exempt. Oh, the President and the Supreme Court Justice were exempt on that. April 22nd, 1874, Grant vetoes the inflation bill. It was passed by Congress, and it would have increased money supply by $100 million to alleviate the Depression costs. September 15th, 1874, White League of Louisiana. It was the dispersal of rebellious White League. Sends 5,000 troops. Grant sends 5,000 troops and 3 gunboats to New Orleans, and the resistance ends 2 days later. A lot of people didn't like Grant for doing that. November 1st, 1874, the Democrats gained seats. They gained seats in the Senate and the majority of the House. November 18th, 1874, the Women's Christian Temperance Union, or the WCTU. It was established in Cleveland, Ohio, and founded after a major movement to protest traffic of liquor in the Midwest and across the country to the west. January 10th, 1875, the Hawaiian Reciprocity Treaty makes islands virtual protectorate of the U.S., and it allows exclusive trade statutes and prevents any territory to be given to third power from there. And yes, the hawk is still sitting up there. January 14th, 1875, the Specie Resumption Act allows fractional currency and legal tender notes to be redeemed for coin. Started January 1st, 1879, and John Sherman sponsored it, and also increases the number of national banks throughout the country. March 1st, 1875, the Civil Rights Act of 1875 guarantees Black Americans equal rights in public places, prevents exclusion from jury duty, and declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court in 1883. School integration was not included in this. May 10th, 1875, the whiskey ring scandal. 238 people were indicted in connection with the whiskey ring scandal. Well, that's hard to say. Tongue twister. Distillers conspire with Treasury officials to defend the government of millions of dollars in taxes. Orville E. Babcock was indicted later, and he was the personal secretary to Grant. November 22nd, 1875, Vice President Henry Wilson dies. So apparently from there forward, there was no vice president. December 7th, and it doesn't say how he died. December 7th, 1875, advocating for education. Advocates for non-sectarian and compulsory education. December 15th, 1875, against third terms. Now, up until this point, I was looking at this, up until this point, there hasn't been any president that has served beyond 2 terms. So I don't know why this was talked about. Maybe Grant was thinking of running a 3rd term, but it didn't say that he was. He was gonna step down after a 2nd term, but maybe that was on the table. It didn't really say. It receives overwhelming support. And also on December 15th, impeaching Belknap. He was against the Secretary of War, William W. Against Secretary of War William W. Belknap, presented to the Senate. Okay, I was just writing this down, so forgive me if this doesn't sound right. With his wife, he was engaged in a scandal with bribes from traders at Indian trading posts, and Belknap resigns. Oh, the impeachment was against the Secretary of War. Okay, that makes more sense. June 14th, 1876, the Republican National Convention nominates Rutherford B. Hayes from Ohio and William A. Wheeler as vice president. June 25th, 1876, Custer and Little Bighorn. General George A. Custer and 265 men of the 7th Cavalry are killed in the battle with Sitting Bull's Sioux Indians. We are not going to attack right now! Okay, yes, I keep referring to different movies. That was from Night at the Museum, one of them. November 27th, 1876, the Democratic National Convention nominates Samuel J. Tilden with Thomas A. Hendricks as vice president. Now remember, Tilden, who was a millionaire lawyer and governor of New York, was the one that overthrew the Tweed Ring. July 22nd, 1876, coining silver. Congress authorizes minting $10 million in silver for coinage to be exchanged for legal tender notes. The trade dollar is no longer considered legal tender. August 1st, 1876, Colorado becomes a state, which is now the 38th state. and Belknap was acquitted on that day. November 7th, 1876, disputed election results. Tilden appears to have 250,000 votes, which was 184 electoral votes. Hayes has 165 electoral votes. The returns from Florida, Louisiana, South Carolina, and Oregon were disputed, and they represented 20 electoral votes. January 29th, 1877, the Electoral Commission was established. It comprised of 5 members of each house of the Congress and 5 members of the Supreme Court, 8 Republicans and 7 Democrats. March 2nd, 1877, Senate accepts the Compromise of 1877. The Senate was awarded the electoral votes to Senate awards the electoral votes to Rutherford B. Hayes, 8-7. Hayes privately was sworn in. March 4th was on a Sunday that year, so publicly he was sworn in on March 5th, because apparently they don't swear in a president on a Sunday, probably because it's a holy day. So, tomorrow's video, I didn't even write that down, but tomorrow's video will be about Rutherford B. Hayes. And he didn't have, oh yes, I did write it down, who was our 19th president. He didn't have as much stuff happen during his one term in office, so his will be one video. One thing I wanted to tell you about, another little bit of trivia, is in the city of San Diego, there is a hotel called the U.S. Grant Hotel, and it was built by, I can't remember if it was his grandson or his great-grandson. I've been in the hotel. It's absolutely beautiful. It was named after Ulysses S. Grant, or Ulysses Grant. On the outside, there's this beautiful awning that goes over the entranceway. And in it, it has, I believe it's 24 karat gold embedded in the awning of that hotel. And I went inside. They have marble pillars, marble floors. I just went into the lobby area. And there's a beautiful Persian rug hanging on the wall right when you walk in the door. At least it was there when I was there in 2012. Absolutely gorgeous hotel. I mean, the entrance isn't like really grand or anything. It's kind of on the south side of the city. I want to say it's over by the stadium where the Padres play. But yeah, either his grandson or his great-grandson built the hotel in honor of the previous president. So if you're ever in San Diego, or if you live in San Diego and you know about this hotel, or if you ever visit there, you should really check that hotel out. Very beautiful. I'm sure it's a 5-star hotel, so if you have the money, go ahead and stay there. If you don't, you are allowed to go into the lobby area. Very well lit inside, and just very beautiful. So join me tomorrow for Rutherford B. Hayes. And yep, the hawk is still sitting out there. I love watching hawks and eagles. They are just so cool. And a little bit of trivia that doesn't have anything to do with Ulysses S. Grant. Up in Duluth, Minnesota, there is a hill overlooking Lake Michigan, or Lake Superior, excuse me. And you have to drive quite a ways to get up there. It's some of the area, it's like a 1-lane road over, and there's bridges that you go over the creek or the river or whatever up there. So you got to be careful that you don't meet a car crossing the bridge, because there's kind of curves around by the bridge. It's called Hawk Ridge, and people sit up there, and you can actually bird watch in the spring and the fall as the birds migrate south or north. And like, they have peregrine falcons. They spot these things: peregrine falcons, hawks, eagles, all kinds of birds of prey. They're really, really cool. So if you're ever up in the Duluth area, you should check that out. It's called Hawk Ridge. So I don't know the name of the street that it's on, but you can ask the locals and they can tell you how to get there. Or maybe you can Google map it, I don't know. So anyway, thanks for joining me today for the 18th president. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Come back tomorrow, share the videos, subscribe, like, follow me on Twitter at Chloe.lb40, and we'll see you tomorrow. Class dismissed. Have a sunny day.